Okay, now we're going to show you how to write a program using the zCAT and controlCAT software. Again, it's important that when we've done all these measurements before, we did it in a part alignment. So we make sure our part is aligned so it knows where each dimension is based on that alignment. So I still have my alignment locked in, but now I'm going to go to this icon which looks like a film strip, and in fact that is our program button or icon for macro program, same thing. So when I touch it, it gives us a red light and it tells us we're programming. So now it's going to remember every keystroke that I do moving forward. So I've put these icons in order based on how I wanted to do this program. So I planned ahead of time. So in this case, I'm going to highlight the plane and I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to recall every keystroke that I do. So now it's going to measure that plane. So it basically touches where I touched before, sets that plane. When it's flashing, it's active. I'll turn it off, highlight the first diameter, and run that. So the first diameter was that small hole. And I'll turn that off. My second diameter was the large hole. It will measure again, I told it to measure 6 points, 5 millimeters below the plane. So it's doing that. If I wanted to send my results in the program, I can bring it up now and hit send, and it will send it, and it will remember all these keystrokes that I'm doing. So I'll take the third hole, which was actually the outside diameter, and again it was 6 points above the plane. I'll turn that off. The next was the angle. So it's working just like a CMM, because in fact it is a CMM, but we're now stringing these together in a sequence so that it'll measure them in that same sequence every time. The next one was that sphere. The next one is the cylinder. So again, if you remember, cylinder was 2 diameters at different heights above the plane in this case. So it does the 2 diameters and then it will calculate the cylinder. The next was the cone. And then the last thing we'll do is that go to that I programmed, so you can see that in the program as well. You'll notice my icon, my macro icon is still red. If I were to touch it one more time, it will flash. That means it's active. I can put it somewhere in my screen, and now you'll see I have a program on my screen, number 1, and by highlighting that macro and hitting enter, it will now run all of those dimensions in the same exact order. Is now save that program, and you'll see it'll do the plane, the circles, the angle, the sphere. And if I had told it to send the data out after any one of the dimensions, it would then send it out. So it basically is running through this macro or this program in the same exact order based on the alignment of this part, because we did everything under an alignment. So we're now in part coordinates in a part alignment. So theoretically I could have multiple of the same parts ready to go. When it's finished with this part, I could bring the part number 2 down, put it in the same location, and run the same program and get the results from that part. that's if I had some kind of locating device, a fixture, locating pins, something like that. Or if I just randomly put the part down somewhere, I could do a new alignment, tell the gauge where that part is, and then run it again, and it will know exactly where that part is and all these dimensions are and give us the results from each one. So now it's doing the sphere. It then should do the cylinder and the cone. So you can see it's very easy to teach anybody how to write a program because it's all icon driven. So it's a lot of it is common sense, and we just string it together. Now, I can also write multiple programs, have it on here. We can add programs to each other. I could add more dimensions on here, make that program number 2, and string those together to create a program that contained both of them. So a lot of flexibility, very easy to use. We can teach anybody how to do this in just a few minutes. It's very simple. There's my last go-to. That's the end of the program. And there we've written the program on the zCAT using controlCAT in just a few minutes without a whole lot of experience.
Working